let's talk about avoiding the hard stuff. So, there was a point in my life where I was really accepting crumbs from all directions. I was accepting crumbs from the men that I dated, getting ghosted all the time with no explanation, just like the works of like feeling like I was getting dragged. And at work, totally feeling like I was getting crumbs, like doing all the work but not getting the recognition, that sort of thing. And even like in boundaries with my relationships, just like feeling like sometimes I was showing up more fully or presently than the person in front of me. And there was one point where I realized that I wasn't going to stand for these crumbs anymore. I joined this women's group. We kind of talked about this, and someone made a t-shirt that says, like, no more crumbs, because I was literally on the crumb diet, and that is not fulfilling. It is not pleasurable. It's really icky and just doesn't feel good in my soul and my body. And when I finally woke up to all of this, I realized that I was getting served crumbs because that was like the same level of like self-care and self-respect that I was giving myself. And so my external world was just matching my internal world. And for me, what really helped in kind of going in and like excavating the shit that needed to be excavated and coming back in with like compassion and love for myself was facing what scared me the most. And I tend to kind of just like dive into those things in life, but this one was like especially hairy because it was around my dad's death, and particularly my mom had authored these journals to me when I was young, since the day I was born. And what she didn't know when she started writing them was that her husband, my dad, was going to die someday. And so she's gifted me these journals, and I've always held the like 4-year-old year 4 journal, but been really afraid to open it because obviously, like, who wants to read about the day that your dad died? But nothing else was serving me in my life. And so there was like a kind of like a, what else do I have to give? Like, I'm in this point of rupture. I feel pretty lost. Like, might as well go straight into the heart and see what happens. And so I did. And I still remember the night very distinctly because I beelined for the journal and I opened up right to the page when he passed away, and I just let myself cry. I let myself sit there in a puddle of tears. I think I emptied an entire tissue box, and I let myself feel the damn pain of his grief and my grief for him. And it wasn't until I took a look at like the hardest thing in my life to take a look at that all of a sudden I was standing stronger in my own self-worth. I wasn't accepting crumbs. I asked for a raise at work. I stopped dating assholes and emotionally unavailable men and decided that I was a queen and that when the king arrived, I would know. And like, he sure did. And in all areas of my life, like, people have left my life, relationships and friendships have dwindled because it just didn't feel like it was serving me in the way that felt really nurturing to my soul. And so there's bravery in like flipping your life upside down a little bit, like taking a look at like what is serving you and what is not serving you. Even more importantly, and having the courage to step away from those things. It takes a lot of work, and I think the piece that really hit home for me was when I realized that I was just like starving. Like, this crumb diet was just malnourishing me and malnourishing my soul, my body, and I knew there had to be a better way and a more divine path for me to walk. And so this is the hard work, right? But it's also like what we're here for. And so if you're feeling this crumb diet deep in your soul, just know like you are not alone. There are so many of us that feel this way. And it's really fucking hard to like do anything about it, honestly. Everything in life seems to be positioning us to like stay the status quo, to stay comfortable, to take the safe route, things like that. So I feel you, I hear you, I want to talk to you. This is my story to tell, and I'm also bringing women along with me every day with my clients and in my sisterhood, and just celebrating women as they relinquish themselves from the crumb diet and chuck that shit out the window and bring in the fucking caviar or whatever it is that serves you.